Good evening, my name is Kacper Paradowski and you're watching Poland Daily News. We begin with the latest report on the number of confirmed cases of coronavirus infections in Poland. According to the Ministry of Health, the number of infected is close to 1,200. 15 people have perished due to the virus. The Ministry of Health informs about new cases of coronavirus infections in Poland. So far, there are 1,163 infected people. Only today, there were 112 new cases confirmed. Unfortunately, there was also another fatal victim. A 67-year-old man died in a hospital in Koszalin. According to the Ministry of Health, the deceased person suffered from other diseases as well. It is the 15th victim of COVID-19 in the country. A special session of the Polish Parliament is underway. MPs had to meet in the Parliament to prepare the ground for tomorrow's remote session dedicated to the anti-crisis shield proposed by the government, meant to limit the slowdown of the economy in the wake of the global coronavirus outbreak. Our correspondent Karolina Bałdyga has more.
There
was a heated debate in the parliament despite only 41 MPs being present in the main assembly chamber. The other MPs were located in 11 other rooms throughout parliament in groups of up to 50. Today's debate focused on the new law proposal which will make remote proceedings possible. Today's debate was originally proposed to be conducted remotely, but opposition MPs from the Civic Coalition and the Confederation argued that such a step would be unconstitutional. As the Minister of Health said during the discussion, now is not the time for party bickering, now is the time to ensure the safety of Polish citizens. A similar position was taken by the Deputy Speaker, Ryszard Terlecki. At this time, all European parliaments are trying to find ways to operate remotely, including the European Parliament. They even lowered the number of MPs, the quorum, to 1/4 of the total. That is why I urge you to vote for the proposed changes to the rules. It seems to me that in the present situation, when we gather in this chamber and sit at a distance of a few meters away from each other, it is too bad that we didn't reach consensus on a remote session. Some of you wear protective gear, and it is your right to take care of your health. The situation is extraordinary. We have the right to take care of our health, fears, and protect our families. Now is not the time for party bickering. Now is the time to join forces to find the best solutions for our country. We shall stop party arguments of who said what and who is right. We shall openly discuss what to change in order to limit the impact of the coronavirus on our economy, how to make our health system better and more efficient. Our role should be to say how things are, not to make things worse by leveling unfounded accusations. The picture is not going to be pretty. We have seen examples from other countries. Our role is to say how things are, realistically, and make everything we can to ease the impact of the virus on our lives. One of the ways to do it is not to gather in large groups when we don't have to.
To ograniczyć tę liczbę. Ograniczyć poprzez nieprzychodzenie w miejsca, gdzie nie musimy.
The first two planes of the Polish national flag carrier, LOT Polish Airlines, carrying medical equipment purchased in China by Polish state-controlled mining giant KGHM, have landed in Warsaw. This is a result of arrangements made by President Andrzej Duda with the President of China, Xi Jinping. Within a few days, an air bridge is to be launched between China and Poland, which will enable a systematic supply of ventilators, masks and other types of personal protection equipment used in hospitals during the coronavirus outbreak.
Two planes carrying protective masks, goggles, gloves and other necessary medical equipment, including a batch of ventilators, have arrived in Poland. The third plane is to arrive at night. Barriers have been removed. The first of several planes which will fly to Poland today and in the coming days have landed at the Okęcie airport. The individual protective equipment which will be used by medical services was bought by various state-controlled Polish institutions. A special airlift was created to transport equipment. This connection being opened is the result of a conversation between President Andrzej Duda and the President of China. Many thanks to all the companies and CEOs for making this possible.
z koronawirusem.
The purchase of medical equipment was co-financed by state-controlled companies, including the Industrial Development Agency and mining giant KGHM.
Zorganizowaliśmy transport.
Being a state-controlled company, we feel responsible. Thus far, we have ordered 1.7 million masks, 400,000 gloves, 40,000 jumpsuits and 10,000 goggles.
10,000 gogli.
To jest łączna wartość.
We see a great deal of commitment from volunteer workers. The total value of the order is 15 million zloty. We are also organizing future additional flights, so there will be much more equipment delivered.
Kombinezonów, kilkadziesiąt tysięcy gogli ochronnych.
More planes with medical equipment from China are to arrive in the coming days. Similar purchases were made by Italy, Czech Republic, Serbia and Lithuania.
The US government today indicted Venezuela's communist dictator Nicolas Maduro and other top Venezuelan officials on charges of narco-terrorism. The indictment is the latest measure taken by the Trump administration to highlight the criminal character of Maduro's regime.
The State Department has offered a reward of up to $15 million for information leading to the arrest and conviction of Maduro, who has been in power since 2013.
As you will hear, the Department of Justice is announcing the unsealing of a superseding indictment filed in the Southern District of New York against 4 defendants, including Nicolas Maduro, as well as the current head of Venezuela's Constituent Assembly, the former director of military intelligence, and a former high-ranking general for their involvement in narco-terrorism.
Attorney General William Barr accused Maduro and his associates of conspiring with a dissident faction of the leftist Colombian guerrilla group FARC to flood the United States with cocaine.
The indictment of Nicolas Maduro and his co-defendants alleges a conspiracy involving an extremely violent terrorist organization known as the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, the FARC, and an effort to flood the United States with cocaine.
Following the constitutional crisis of 2017, when the national parliament dominated by the opposition was stripped of legislative power, Maduro has ruled the country with dictatorial powers.
That is all for tonight. Thank you for watching. Stay with us for Poland Daily Business. Good night.